Dude, I swear, one of these days we will get better at the intro video. I don't know where.
we were doing good for a while there, and I don't know what the issue's been these last
Well,
few.
we got to do a test run because I think I have to click it and then it takes a while. It's buffering and then we click it.
Yeah.
Happy Tuesday, man. You know what rhymes with Tuesday?
What's that?
The Logistics Lounge. That was my genius name of the
day. you got sick rhymes, man. I'm telling you.
My God! They don't call me Dr. Dre for nothing.
Yeah. That's so why we call you Dr. Dre.
How was your day, brother?
Man, it was I don't know, it was all right, I guess, dude. I mean, I got some freight moved, but I was dealing with other things, man, and really wasn't that dang productive as I wanted to be. I was, able to make some calls to some customers or prospects later in the day, but I mean, it wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't horrible either. So, what about you?
Man, I'll tell you what. The better I get, the more busy I get, and the better I get, the worse I get. It's been a good week, man. It's been a good week. Got a little bit. First of all, Miami Dolphins #1, New England Patriots.
Are you a Dolphins fan?
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, really? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Tua Tagovailoa, talk about tugging. 5-0 against the Patriots. And, been a good weekend last night. I don't know when they started doing the 2-a-day Monday Night Footballs. I'm here for it, except for Las Vegas. Chill the F out because, taking the Cleveland Browns plus 3.5 with 10 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. And then, what do you know? Steelers win by 4. But other than that, man, it's been a good day of freight. Busier than ever. Just locking in, loading and rolling and keeping on trucking, brother.
Sweet, man. I mean, that's cool, man. Fuck yeah. I did not know you were a Dolphins fan, man. I really did. My team, one of my teams lost this weekend with the Titans and the Cowboys. They won, so I'm happy, man. They seem like they're doing pretty good. Defense, offense, all that good shit. So yeah.
Oh, you're a Cowboys fan, aren't you?
I am. I just said that, dude. Like, follow along, partner. Follow along.
How long ago did you sell your soul to Jerry Jones?
I mean, I guess a really long time, man. I've been a Cowboys fan for as long as I can remember, man. So, but anyway, I don't know where Robert is, man. He was supposed to come on here. So either way, before we do any more moving on, Hunter, I say that we give these shout outs to our sponsors. Tonight we start a new one, and that's Jessica Lopez with Blue Bonnet Carrier Management. She does all kinds of things, from carrier management to fleet management. She helps with job placement in the oil industry.
Really?
Dude, she takes care of legal protection for drivers to help protect their CDLs, in case they get tickets or fines, whatever you want to say. So with that said, let's take a look at this beautiful bean footage.
I'll tell you, man, that's a beautiful video. But after talking to Jessica, it would take a documentary, at least an hour and a half, for her to put in to spectrum of what she actually does.
It would, man. You're 1,000% correct, man. She is all in it to win it, isn't she?
Dude, blew my mind. Like talking on dispatchers, like wow.
Yeah, dude, I know she put out some good shit, man, and was able to touch on so many different things. Which I love that, dude. I just love people, period, that are really well informed and educated in what they do, especially when it comes to the logistics industry, man. Because
Oh yeah,
it's so expansive, man. There's so many different sectors
exactly.
and parts of it, dude. And man, she definitely knew what the hell she was talking about.
It's crazy though, dude. Like we always think about like what can be done better, but at the same time, you got people like Jessica that have been doing it better. Now she's just expanding on it, which is cool to see. Like that's it gets me excited about this industry, man. I'll tell you that. But what gets me even more excited than that? People like Henry Sheldon here at FMS. You want to hear about him a little bit?
Yes, please. Let's do that so I can try to fix this.
Beautiful. For y'all that don't know, Henry Sheldon at FMS Freight Management Systems, he has created, or I say created, he has emphasized on one of the best TMS systems coming up in this industry. Over 30 years of experience. He started as a carny, which him and Jessica are going to get on with the bearded lady, which is going to be fantastic. He's one of those guys. He's always ever expanding, which you have to do in this industry. So reach out to Henry Sheldon at Freight Management Systems. His information's here at let me get my figure here at the bottom, fmtms.com, support at fmstms.com. Go on LinkedIn, Facebook. I don't know if he's on Facebook, but LinkedIn for sure. Henry Sheldon, wicked smart guy. He's one of those people. He is a logistics wizard.
Dude, he is. He's another one of those, just like Jessica, man, like was able to talk and touch on so much. And, he's been in the industry longer than you and I both put together, man.
So, oh, yeah, dude. He's like I wouldn't say a Jeff Bezos. He's like an Elon Musk.
Yeah.
When he talks, I'm just like, what's going on here?
I know.
I like it. I'm scared, but I like it.
I like Henry, man. Him and I have talked several times, man. He and his people are really fucking amazing, dude. So
yeah, over 30 years, man. Like that's awesome.
But yes, yeah, it is, man. And so yeah, y'all looking for a great TMS? Hey, blah blah blah. Reach out to Freight Management Systems, and if you're looking for someone to help you manage your single or multi-truck operation, make sure you also give a shout out to Jessica at Bluebonnet Carrier Management. We will switch over here shortly and put her information at the bottom of the screen. And she was on our show last week, so go check last Wednesday out and see the amazing shit that Jessica Lopez had to put out. So with that said, we're going to go on ahead. Robert, are you there, bro?
I am here with y'all. I don't know what's up with the camera technical difficulties, but I am engaged and ready to talk about.
You want to try to exit and come back in, man? See if it fixes it.
Yeah, let's go for that. That's what I'm doing right now.
Cool. All right, cool. You do that. So we're gonna move on to our quick little news segment here. I picked a story that I think is really interesting. Has several different angles to it, both for, I really don't know of any pros, but some people say there's a lot of pros to it. Some people say there's a lot of cons to it. And we'll just get right into that.
Sorry, I like the dance to the news music.
I love your little dance, bro. All right, so what this article is about, and actually I'm going to talk about two articles about this. They coincidentally come from the same source. One of them was recent, which is this one by Bob Rutherford. I actually know and talked to this guy on LinkedIn. Really, really intelligent guys, had 50 years experience in the logistics industry. The second one comes from earlier this year and actually talks about the reverse side of it. Bob here, he is for the increased vehicle weight for the trucks, and the other gentleman who I'll name in a minute, he's against it, has his points to make. So we'll begin just touching on it. If you haven't heard, they are talking about upping the gross vehicle weight for semis from 80,000 up to 96,000 pounds. That will have to be on a tri-axle or a tridem, as they call them, which means on the trailer you'll have a third axle back there to help support that extra weight. In this article, he talks about being for it. Really, for one, he talks about safety. For two, he talks about the future of trucking, and mostly in the fact of the EV stuff. Bob, he really likes the EV stuff. Him and I have went back and forth on that several times, and I've told him how I am so not a fan of it. But talks about being able to put bigger batteries in these EV trucks, which will mean it'll help with the range. They can go further. It talks about the addition of that last axle at the rear of the trailer. If you've ever seen a triaxle trailer, that rear axle is pretty close to the DOT bumper. So they're touching on the safety aspect of it, saying that with that extra axle, it'll further support the DOT bumper and help mitigate the ride unders when people, rear end tractor trailers. What was the other point that they made here? Actually, that was pretty it. Sorry.
I mean, dude, I'm just thinking about it here. Like, so we talked about this a little bit earlier, Rob. In Canada, it makes sense. Like a very flat land, the garbage chute, the trash chute, as they call it, from Toronto to Montreal, Montreal to Toronto, and that's where those triaxle shipments come into play, which makes sense because it's flat land. And if anybody's been to Canada, you understand. They don't have lines in the middle of the road. They drive through the snow. Everybody just follows each other. And then after all that thaw comes down, it makes sense, like, just to do the same thing. But, you're talking about exceeding the weight by 16,000 pounds across the spectrum. What's that third axle going to do for you? Nothing. Like, that's going to have to, think about the expenses that are going to come into cost on that. And I saw something in here. He said it's not even about moving more freight. It's about the economical side of things. But obviously, what are people going to do? They're going to put more freight on there, which even in these times, which, as we've talked about before, the quality of drivers is not the same as it was before. It's not the same as it was before. So what are you going to do? Give them 16,000 more pounds, throw it in a Swift truck, and boom, 18 people dead. Not calling that hypothetically.
Oh my
God. Hey, Swift drivers, but you know what I'm saying, man.
No, I'm saying, bro, you're right. You're right, man.
It's insane to me. It's a safe, flexible, and efficient trucking. Like, my ass, that's so crazy. Like, look, if you got a heavier load, maybe talk to a professional logistician that can help you out in your entire supply chain. There's no freaking reason to tack on 16,000 more pounds to some John that's been driving for 3 weeks and he gives you the cheapest rate. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster to me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all of those points, Hunter. And this is the other side of the argument. This guy, Jason Cannon, works for Commercial Carrier Journal, just like Bob does. His article was written several months ago, as you can see, in May of this year. He actually talks about the negatives on it. And I completely agree with everything that is said in this article, and pretty much everything that you said is a lot of what is in this article here. This one actually talks about the pilot program that was passed, which was HR 3372, that put in a 10-year pilot program that will allow a gross weight of up to 91,000 pounds for certain 6-axle trucks, which again, that's you having a third axle, on your trailer there. But in this one, I love that they pretty much say all the things that I feel and that you just said, man. This is honestly, it is all about moving more freight. I like everything else in this industry, it is all about profit margins. And there is no other reason, I don't care what they say, to add additional weight to expand from 80,000 to 91 or 96, except for to put more freight on the truck. Now,
if anything, I think there should be an additional license, as we talked about on Friday, like with your freaking your motorhome drivers.
Yeah,
if they can drive that, and anybody can get their CDL, well, you should have to get an additional license to make sure. Because, dude, think about your bombing. I'm thinking about coming from Nashville, Tennessee, down to Atlanta. If you go down that huge hill there in Monteagle, Tennessee, dude, I have seen more smoking brakes. I have seen trucks actually take the emergency ramp, into the sand. I don't know the official name of it, but like, dude, someone misses a gear, they're either killing somebody going off the freaking side of the road, or there's a lot of liability into that. And, you think 16,000 pounds is not anything extra, you're nuts. Try and lift 16,000 pounds. Like,
well, I agree with you fully, man. And that's part of the thing that is a big concern of mine is safety. But before I say that, let me get back to my original point about putting more freight on the truck. So to me, I obviously know, and anyone else that, knows how this industry works, it is about profit. Now, they do, in the other article about the ones with the pros, they talk about how it could help cut emissions costs, because if you can add more weight to the truck, then, obviously it'll be less freight on the road, which makes sense in a way. However, most of these trailers are already only rated for X amount of weight. B, we're not going to extend the length of the trailer, so you can only still put the same amount of pallets in there. And, C, maybe the shipper does have the ability to stack their pallets higher to add more weight, but that depends on, what the volume in the cube is already for their pallets. So I can see the point that it could add more freight, but at the same time, a lot of shippers, they just don't ship that much, period, in one load. You know what I mean? Isn't
there already a shortage of equipment in general? Well, think about the overhead costs, man. Like, you're trying to break down hills, like that's gonna, number one, bring more expenses to the tractor alone. Number two, like, that's gonna, like, where are you gonna find these? Like, are you gonna pay that much more money for the triaxle?
Well, you are, and this isn't something that's going to happen. That's going to happen immediately, man, and it's going to change overnight. This is obviously something that they're testing it out right now, see how it goes. And I don't think either one of you've ever driven, but I have, and there are parts of the country, specifically over on the West Coast, where a lot
West
of West
Virginia being one of the biggest ones. That's like a terrible place to drive at. I hate sending drivers to West Virginia. I've driven the truck up in that area.
That's
and
what
I've
I'm
just
saying,
found
dude,
it
the hills, the mountains, people don't realize about that, man. That is not an easy.
You're right, but what I was going to say is, in several parts of the country already, there are companies that already run triaxle. So, and they've been doing it for quite some time now. I don't know if you have to have additional license for it. I don't believe that you do, or an endorsement. It's very possible. But to touch on y'all with the safety aspect as far as going down mountains, man, I completely agree. There's a lot of these drivers out there right now, they can barely handle them 80,000 pounds going down some of these mountains. Y'all talk about West Virginia, in Virginia, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to roll all up and through there. The West Coast, dude, they've got the biggest mountains in the country. They do. There's Donner Pass, Snoqualmie, the Three Sisters. The list goes on and on. So I'm with you on the concern about the safety aspect, adding that extra weight, and I'm sure they'll implement some kind of training, that these carriers will have to give their drivers. But
I would say load masters, in aviation, every airplane that has cargo freight on there, they have to have load masters so that the freight is palletized and secured for safety. As of right now, shippers have really been getting away with that, where they've been able to just load everything onto these equipments, and the drivers have been having to take that safety risk with their insurance or having to be the ones to look over it. So I think if they get load masters, someone that specializes in loading those equipment, and that's their only job is to secure the safety of the loading, that's going to really help that be more successful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can agree with that, man. I still think there's just too many variables to it, man. Not that they're not thinking about all of it, because they are, but I'll use this as an example here. Years and years ago, their trailers for semis used to be limited to 48 feet, and now they're 53 feet. So my point is when they made that change all those years ago to add that 5 extra feet, it was so they could put more freight on there. They could put 2 or 3 or whatever more pallets at the end of that truck, and it didn't increase the overall weight, but it still increased the trailer length. That did obviously the same thing that this is going to end up doing. It forced carriers to eventually buy new equipment and switch over to what the industry standard was. Which now, if you guys are brokers, y'all know, or you've brokered some, Rob, you know what I mean. But if you have a power only deal and it's a loadout for a 48-foot trailer, it's hard to get 48-foot trailers moved. Very few people even sell them anymore unless it's to a specific client. Because it's just not done anymore. So
they want the full truckload experience because they're feeling like they're not getting as much bang for their dollar with the 48-footer. When 48-footers used to be the industry standard truck that was really on the roads because it was safer and more economically faster. Being that because right now if you get lost without a map driving in a 53-footer. Or, a step deck with an oversized load on there, you're kind of screwed with turning that joker around.
Well, I mean, dude, with the 48 footers though, like it also comes back to the broker's knowledge. Like, can you pinwheel these containers? Like, certain shipments can still fit those, but like that's also the difference between 48. That's what 5 feet difference. This is 16,000 pounds difference. That blows me away. Me as a driver, if I'm living in the Appalachia, driving through the mountains, and there's some guy that had a 2-month driving class with 90,000 pounds of freight rolling down at me, I'm not going to be happy about that. This is like the general safety standard, not even just driver safety.
Never steal. I don't know what link he sent you, but he should have sent you to some links to some groups on Facebook. One of them being our page for the Logistics Lounge, and the other being a group that I'm a part of. If he sent you the link that I sent him for the group, no, you can't join. It's specific for him. It is just for him to be on the show. So yeah, if you want to watch Rob, you need to send him or her those 2 links that I sent you for the Facebook pages, my man.
All right, Karen, can you shoot over Never Steal another link to join in? There's a few guests out there that Karen's connected to. She's in right now. So I know we have a few people that are signed up with our services from the group that just wanted to make sure that they were in to give out shout outs, let you know that they signed up with us from being in this group right here.
Yeah. Yes. So send them that. And if they go to the Facebook group that they have to join, I'll accept them. And if they just go to the Logistics Lounge Facebook page, it's on there right now. So they'll be able to see that. So back to another point that I was making with the 48-foot trailer, which is something you touched on, Hunter, and they touched on in that article, is the infrastructure. We did a news article a few weeks ago that talks about the infrastructure in America and how a lot of bridges are finally being updated, but there are literally thousands of bridges and roadways that are in desperate need of repair just to handle the weight limits that we have right now currently for tractor trailers. So,
Dude,
you know,
I'm telling you.
what, you know, exactly.
You come here to Nashville, 440, man. They just repaired it. But the first year I lived here, my alignment just in my F-150 that I used to have was over here. Like I took it to the tire shop. They're like, I don't even know how the fuck you're still driving this shit. But it doesn't make sense, man. Like you put that much weight on it, like it's gonna cause way more costs. I'm sorry to interrupt, but yeah, like that's shit, dude.
So,
I think as the weight goes up, the tolls are going to go up, is what we're going to see. I mean, they're already charging astronomical tolls in the New York, New Jersey area, Connecticut area. So as they up the weight limits and the roads start to break down even faster, they're going to increase those tolls. That's what we're going to be looking at.
Yeah, overall, man. I mean, I see that, you know, I mean, we all are agreeing that the added expenses are going to be one thing. I mean, they're really just the tip of the iceberg. You know, I mean, as I said, it extends beyond the carry expense. You know, I just touched on the infrastructure thing. You know, so how are we going to address that and take care of that? You know. The additional training that these carriers are going to need to put their drivers through for them to be able to handle that 96,000 weight limit. You know, what is the trailer manufacturing industry going to do to be able to start pumping these triaxles out, you know, come time for them? And if they do make the decision to move forward with this additional weight, you know, these semis, you know, also the truck manufacturing sector, what are they going to have to do to ensure that their trucks can pull that additional 16,000 pounds? You know, right now, as everybody knows, the industry standard is 80,000 pounds. All the truck manufacturers, that's what they manufacture a majority of their trucks for. Now, you know, you get ones for heavy haul and other stuff, you know, that have additional horsepower and torque and can handle those additional weights. But as of right now, the standard is, you know, they pull 80,000 pounds. So I can see the ramifications, repercussions, where everyone say, touching several different parts of this industry, from the carriers to the road or the infrastructure, you know, over to manufacturers for trucks and trailers. But yeah, as of right now, they're just, you know, they started a 10-year pilot program. You know, we'll see how it goes. You know, I like to monitor things consistently, as you guys know. I love talking about industry news. So as I get more information on them, on the increasing of the weight limits for the semis, I will try to touch base and give updates on
I'd just like to see one of those things on ice, because I feel like weather is going to be a very implementing factor in regards to the transportation of that, you know?
I will tell you this much. Actually, for the most part, the heavier you weigh, the safer you are when it comes to weather, because you're putting more weight on the ground. Now, there are instances that does not matter, like, you know, thick ice or whatnot. But when you're going through rain and snow, you actually want to have weight in that trailer. Because again, it is safer, you know, as far as, you know, keeping you planted to the road. However, it also does add in safety risk about stopping and all that and stuff like that. But so it kind of is a two-part thing. But I do get your point, Rob. 1,000%. You know, half these idiots can't drive with 80,000 pounds in a fucking sprinkle. You know what I mean? So,
dude, I'll be driving to McDonald's, like down I-40 towards Nashville, and dude, these FedEx drivers racing each other with probably 20,000 pounds going 80. I couldn't imagine these cats trying to meet deadlines with 90,000 pounds. Oh my God. I will start driving a bicycle, dude. Like that. I have no words for it.
Jonathan,
so what type of engine are y'all putting in this unit? Is it a Peterbilt?
John Boy.
I don't know who Jonathan is, but
John Boy, dude. That's my ex-girlfriend's little brother from high school, man. Johnny, congrats on your son, my man. He just had a baby today. Or
congratulations. What do you have?
Well, I don't know. You have to ask Las Vegas about that one, but I think he had a kid as well.
Oh, well, that's what I mean. Like, what did he have? Like, anyway. Well, I'm done.
Man, let me look at it. Let me look.
We're going to move on. We talked about the fucking weight limit stuff long enough. Robert, I still did not get that video, bro, that you keep trying to send me. Like, it literally is a bunch of dashes. So I don't, if you want to try to shoot it over again, or maybe post it in our private chat here so we could go
Let's
through that.
see. That's sent over again.
Da, na, na, na,
Dead air.
Dude, that's another thing, Hunter. I got to figure out. Like, it always replies the Logistic Lounge. I wonder if that's because our email is Logistics Lounge. But like, you know
No,
what I mean?
man, that's connected to the Facebook page, so people are actually on the Facebook page now.
No, man, even in my group, bro, in my group and on my private page, if we reply here, it goes through as the Logistics Lounge. I mean, it's crazy. It goes through, but you know, it's just, I don't know, weird.
Yeah, I sent it in the email too, but I don't know. It's spinning in Messenger right now.
I never got your email either. So to either of our email boxes, bro. You were just having a
it's okay. That's that newbie thing, right? You know, that's how it is.
It's a great problem to have. That's all I'm saying.
Dump. Well, you are
right,
signed on as your business. That's why. Yeah, maybe, Michelle. Sure, I'll take your word for it. Take your word for it, yo. But anyway,
what are we trying to get pulled up here?
He's
I was going to say, even without the video, I can briefly discuss on the service and hit some of the highlights. Even, you know, Rob had a pleasure to invite me out on the show, and it was, you know, we had a chance to connect live, and I've been able to be pretty jumping in with the comments and seeing what's been going on in the group, and just partaking to see what's happening in the logistics realm of things, right? So, you know, we developed a load board in the TMS system. I was able to demo it to Rob, show him our system, and just show how effective it is in the industry in regards to being able to book freight with these and being able to have a system that works on any type of device or platform. So, you know, with what I've been learning after shipping over $60 million worth of freight is that if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. But if it's costing you a lot of time to make those dollars, it's something else that you need that's going to be able to be a buffer. So we develop software and systems to be that buffer so that so that you don't get put on autopilot. You know, when you're behind the desk and you're taking calls from a shipper all day as a broker, it's easy to get put on autopilot where you're only wanting to talk to those high-paying shippers, or you're not getting out all of your loads because you're getting too many bull crap emails from bad carriers, or too many, you know, we deal with it, right? So that's why everybody's switching over to email now. So we switched our system over so that customers, brokers, carriers, and dispatchers can all book loads by just clicking a button and sending out an email. It's super dope. All that, you know, I guess, you know, in the conversation, I don't have the video, so
Rob,
you can just.
Are you able to, when you and I had that meeting, you were able to share your screen with me? Because you're in this with us, you should be able to present your screen. I mean, if you have that little deal that you went through with me, man, you know, pull that up, bro, and give some visualization, you know, show people what you're
okay, yeah, I could definitely do that, you know, and show exactly the functionality if y'all are okay with that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
All right, this will be a treat for everybody. This will be a treat for everybody then. So just stream this to my audience.
No, hit at the bottom of the screen. It says present. It's a little picture of a screen with the plus in it. Do you see that?
I'm looking for it. Give me 1 second.
If you have the window minimized, you need to make it full. It won't show unless the window is maximized. Oh, you have it on your phone. That's why. I don't even know if it does it on your phone.
I'm on a big old tablet over here, but all right. I see.
Email to us.
I see Cam, chat, more, and then it says stream this to your audience, comment settings, cancel.
Yeah, if you have that video saved, just email it to
Yeah.
I can re-email it.
yeah, and then we can just stream it right from our
Yeah, and again, I'm a newbie, so everybody that's watching, Rob and everybody, I appreciate y'all so much. I just want to say that again. You never know what can happen when you get a newbie on here, right?
Hey,
gang, man.
Can you see this? Can you see this private chat thing, Rob?
Yep. If you're messaging me privately, yes, sir.
I am, bro. I'm about to send you our email so you can just copy and paste it and send it there.
Yeah. So Rob, while we're waiting on that, so with your platform, you said it's instead of sending out 1 million emails, you just put in the information, have the emails baked in.
It has the pre-generated responses so that you can bid on the loads already. So you don't have to keep typing out, this is my MC number, this is my rate. It brings over all of the load materials for you in the email, so you don't have to type out, this is where it's picking up from and going to. It does the majority of the work so that you can stick to booking freight and focusing on what's primary, which is not being a transcriptionist.
Got you. Is that AI generated or?
It is all AI generated. We have bots in the system as well. And with the load board, we're giving, for those that subscribe, we're actually signing up new subscribers with the TMS system and giving the load board for free. So, we're just changing the industry right now on how you book freight and how you organize your company.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I understand that. So I would assume that your operation right now is
I'm sending out that email.
Kind of bare bones, kind of thin with the amount of people you have working.
Yes, because most dispatchers and owner operators are suffering, right? You deal with dispatchers that are not able to secure freight properly because they are too busy scripting or not having enough computer skills. So you can be a very good dispatcher and still lack the computer science behind being successful. So our system has made that simple so that qualifying dispatchers now can be successful at booking loads. The same thing with the owner operator. If you have to be a dispatcher to book your freight as an owner operator, that can be challenging when you already have one hat. So we made it simplistic so owner operators can book freight too.
Yeah, no, I feel that, man. My company, we run a big operation, but when it comes down to, and it's for a lot of smaller brokerages, smaller dispatchers, owner operators, there's a lot to go into it. So when it comes down to your mind running 1 million miles an hour, it's hard to sit there and focus in the midst of chaos. So that AI, I love that you're utilizing that, because Rob and I talked about this last week. It is beneficial in certain aspects of this industry. It really does help people out. You don't have to sit there and waste, let's say, 2 hours of your day responding, looking at different things. If you have that automation,
yes. I just joined on my actual PC, so I can present my screen on here, and then I can give y'all a golden tour in real time, so you can see what the all the glamour is about.
There you go. You can try to do it. It's still got that green screen mess, so you can give it a go, bro. See if it'll work for you. You were just full of damn problems, bro. Man, this be the last time.
So I'm sharing my whole window there.
We don't see none of it, bro.
Are y'all able to?
Nope, it's a green screen, dog.
Are y'all able to see my screen?
No, it's green, bro. Oh.
Am I
yeah, all 5,000 of them.
Hold on.
That was cool.
Hey, hold on. I just want to say, Rob, for someone that is designed and put together this whole fucking tech platform, you sure suck at tech.
This is the first time that I ever sucked at tech. I promise.
My God, bro.
I have never sucked at tech before. This is the first time. I am so ashamed, to be honest. You hear me?
You were
Like, I cannot pretend.
you were establishing so much confidence, man. I'm telling you.
Brother.
Bro,
All right.
you
let
should
me
have
know if
seen
y'all
our
can
first
see my-
show, Rob.
I know
Oh,
that's
it was
right.
it was
Okay,
thank you, man.
so-
Help me feel a little bit better, please.
All right, so when you go to present, make sure just pull whatever video to another window, and then you select that window so it just shows the singular page.
All right.
Whatever.
I think I got it. It's about to come up for you now, and it's not going to be 1,000 screens. Okay.
Rob is going to be the first guest that we charge for technical assistance.
Hey,
We're going to send you an invoice.
y'all have me laughing so hard over here.
The first non-sponsor sponsor.
Oh my god!
All right. Let me know if you can see my screen now.
Oh,
Boom!
sorry.
Yes. Oh, get back in. There you go.
You can see my screen now.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So let me show you what the hype is about, okay? I apologize about the technical difficulties, but I will make this worth your while, okay? So I'm going to just go to our TMS system and then show you the load board in a really brief synopsis so that you can see what's at your fingertips and how we're doing things differently in the industry right now. Despite my difficulties with navigating the system today, I'm very tech savvy and have done a lot of work developing and manifesting things in software so that owner operators, dispatchers, and brokers can all be able to book freight more simultaneously together and with ease. With our system, we provide you with a TMS system. The TMS system is state of the art. No other dispatching company is really offering a TMS system or a load board system. So when you have a TMS system, you're able to do analysis on your company to be able to see what you're doing and to have those figures in front of you. So we provide you with the sales analysis, which shows you what your total rate per what your total sales are. You can see how many loads you ran. You can see what your average rate per mile is. You're able to see what your total mileage is. And then if you're using a dispatching company or paying a driver, you're able to see what your invoice amount is to your dispatcher or what your invoice amount would be for your driver fees. When you have software like this, you're able to see and analyze where you're at analytically year by year. When you see things graphically, then you can manifest those things in an entrepreneurial setting. So with our services, we present to you and you can see month by month exactly what you're doing so that you can forecast. Maybe April is the month that you took vacation, honeymoon, or your truck went down, or this could be the month annually that is slow. Depending on the geographical location that you're in, everybody's sales analysis is going to be different, including your type of equipment. Once you have your sales analysis down, that's going to also show the profitability of your company so that you can look and see who's booking your loads. You know, a lot of companies have dispatchers and they don't know what their dispatchers are doing. With our TMS system, you're able to see exactly what your dispatchers are doing. How vital are they throughout the year for you? How are they doing in comparison to other dispatchers that you may be working with? So you can upload and have different statistics on different companies or dispatchers if you're an owner operator working with multiple dispatching companies. You know, I hear a lot of owner operators say, yes, sir.
A quick question there. You say you can see who's booking your loads. What do you mean by that? You can see if it's like one of the big three names. Can you see the brokerage,
So you can see the broker's name. It shows you your top customer loads. Those are great questions, by the way. It shows you all of those details. Here in this sales analysis, for this segment, you can see this particular customer, their top customer was Cargo Bond. They run 8 consecutive loads with this customer over and over again. And so far this year, they've done $64,000. And this is just one driver. So all of their loads are housed. So all of their rate confirmations and PODs are stored. So at the end of the year, when they get ready to do their taxes, everything, if they need a loan, they can go into the bank and this is their actual financial information in front of them, load by load. So, you know, no, at the end of the year, no trying to put everything together. It's already been organized for you. It's all on your smartphone or mobile device. So we're selling a TMS system. You can search for it by load number. So everything's customizable by load number as well. So if you're a brokerage, most brokerages don't have a TMS system. A lot of the new ones, they are buying LJACs, they're buying other TMS systems. Ours is beating that out by just the platform of having everything visual. We're in 2023 going into 2024. Everybody wants to see their stuff visual so it makes sense. They don't need the numbers on the Excel sheet anymore.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's kind of like my company Freight Mango. We have a marketplace where it does offer like all inclusive rates, everything, but in all reality, the thing that it is boiling down to is visibility. Updated, like all the rate confirmations, any updated accessorials, any extras, all the documents are in there, and that's huge. A lot of people don't like. I would say this to the older generations of transportation. They don't really like the technology side of things. They want to stay with email. They probably have filing cabinets, which, don't get me wrong, I still keep everything in a notebook. I keep things in paper, but the visibility and ease of that is something that I love. That is becoming a new thing in transportation on both sides.
So let me show you the load board and show you what at hand now. So what do we have at hand for customers that want to sign up and get the TMS system for a subscription? We're giving you the load board services for free with the TMS system. Okay, so that means that not only can you book your freight, you can have your freight organized in a platform year after year, month after month, day after day, so that you can stay in business and see where your money's at. So what I want to show you is what our load board is able to do. I'm just going to go to the services really quick in here, and I'm just going to pick out a state for you. So with load board access, it has to be something mobile. Everybody's used to being on Selectus, DAT, which we have several accounts. And if you're on those accounts, what do you have to do on Selectus as a member in Selectus account? You got to watch the board all day. You got to go on there and you got to sit there glued to that board and keep clicking that refresh button. That means that if you want to go to the barbecue, if you want to go to the bathroom, you miss that load opportunity. And that's just how all load boards are designed. Our load board changed that. All of your load information will come to your phone in a text message. You can save them. You can set alarms. So if I set an alarm for the load board, they're all in there for me so that I'm able to book all of my freight. I don't have to worry about anything. All of the loads and the freight that we have auto responders on it. So if you click on the load and you want to auto respond as an owner operator, waiting for it to pop up, you're going to see this load's going to bring in all this load's going to bring in all the details.
Is this all through Team, Rob?
This is all
like I saw you had all this space.
All through Teams. We put our whole entire company on a website and through Teams. So that means that the platform is accessible without having to have multiple logins. I didn't mean to click.
Gotcha.
So here
now,
it is.
So
it brought up the load details, and then it also already had the pre-generated information. So it's got the rate, the MC for you to put in there, the equipment type, and then it's also got the notes for the shipment. So, most dispatchers and owner operators are not able to bid fast on the load because when they see the load, they're not able to just click on the phone number. On the app, if you're on your phone, all of this you can just click on and dial, no more copying and pasting. It's just a full-on databasing system which allows you to be able to secure all of your freight now. And this is going to be specifically for like cargo vans, sprinter vans, hot shots. And the great thing about our services is, more importantly, is that it's also connected to dispatch. A lot of owner operators want to tough it out and book their own freight, but that doesn't mean if you can't that you're a bad driver or that you're not in the business model to be successful. That just means that you do need assistance. So, we offer our services so that you can have all of the loads. You can see if you can book them yourself. And then if you're not able to book them yourself with all of these resources, you still have the power of dispatching the same platform, So we have owner operators that have the load board that also have contractors with our dispatch service. They book their loads all they want, and then if they need to switch over and utilize us, then they do. And they have the TMS system, so they can see the percentage of loads that we book versus what they book too. So they automatically know the profitability of our services.
So, hey, Rob, let me ask you this before you move on. And I may have asked you when we talked, and I just don't remember. But does your platform integrate with more than just Selectus? Like, does it integrate with DAT, Truck Stop, any of the other load boards?
So right now, I haven't had a reason to flood and other low offers primarily into this board. Besides, really, I haven't had a reason to. Besides our loads, I can filter in loads through our brokers through here too. So we do have an application available. I haven't mainstreamed it to other brokerages yet, but what's going to happen in the future is that brokerages are going to be able to come into this platform and be able to call the drivers up, message the driver, and have a relationship inside of the same system that they're securing their freight on both sides. So it's going to be more transparency and clarity in our software and a better relationship building. The other thing is that any driver that's in our system, they're all connected to each other. So you can call drivers in our system so other drivers can network together. So this is going to be a much better platform than being on Selectus in itself, meaning that you're able to engage with others and still get your freight set up in a fashion so that you can book it more efficiently and more professionally. A lot of people are just sending over messages to brokers, MC number, no information on the load, don't know the details. So this holds them to a higher standard and a caliber. I mean, right now we're going to open this up for like 100 people to get on here on top of the clients we have. Then we're going to close the doors again, and then just keep it tight knit so that we can keep those customers and those carriers in here that want to keep booking freight. And then what we do after we get everyone, we just always offer a referral fee. Once you refer on 2 people, you're able to get all of our services for free once they have contracts. So, it's easy to get into this platform and book freight. All of the Selectus freight, all of the freight that we have available through our current brokerage as well, and be able to get our TMS system. Again, your TMS system, we're giving you the load board. So, we want you to be able to organize your loads that you're running so that you can see your sales profit. If you can't see your sales profit, you can book freight all day long. It's not going to matter at the end of the year. So the TMS system is way more important than the load board because now you can see your profitability.
All right, Rob. So here's another question, man. Say that they don't want to use Selectus, okay? They, whatever carrier, let's just say they're an FTO carrier, you know what I mean? And they just want something like your platform that will help them keep track of the loads they book through other brokers and, their profitability, their cost per mile, those type of things. Would they still be able to just sign up and use your TMS part of your platform, to input their own dispatches and keep track of these things for themselves? Or is it just strictly you have to use it all together with the Selectus and the TMS?
No. We're giving out the TMS system. We want everyone to be empowered with the TMS system. The load board, there are going to be more load boards to come in the future. I can't keep up with the load boards, but what I can keep up with is keeping the best TMS system that's out there so that you can stay organized and be able to be productive year by year, annually, knowing exactly where your sales are consisting at. And when you have that type of sales analysis in front of you, when you have that type of trajectory, where you're able to have multiple trucks, because this goes for those fleet owners that have, 25 trucks in their fleet. You don't know what John, Bill, Bob, Rob, and Carl are all doing. But with this sales analysis, you're going to have an individual breakdown and process of each of those units now. So you're going to be able to see what each drivers are doing and the ratio, how your overall profitability, your revenue is on an annual basis. So, when you have a sales analysis like this, it works for all areas, and most importantly for repeat business, because when all of your loads are stationary and you can see everything, now you can say, oh, this is something that I've been booking all this time over and over again. I've been running Atlanta to Atlanta because I can organize everything in here. And I've been going to this broker over and over again. And look, You know, why am I been going up and down on my rates and they've been giving me the same lane again? I need to just go ahead and let them know this is what I want to do. And then you have a platform where you can show them. You can come in here and say, you know what? I've done $64,000 with you this year. Can we run this dedicated? And you can show them, and you got all of your load numbers and your information together. You know, without a TMS system, it's just hard to be a brokerage as well. You know, when you're looking to get better contracts as a shipper with a shipper or another resource, you got to be able to go in there and show them the numbers. And when you have a problem like this, you can go in there and close a deal and walk out confident that you gave them the actual numbers and were able to forecast and know that you can hit those numbers because you've already done it.
So I will tell you, Rob, someone that I want to hook you up with, which we're going to hook him up with so many people, is a guy that has been on our show and is going to be one of our sponsors. His name is Jimmy Durden. He operates a app for carriers called AccuBid that does some things similar to you, man. But it's basically all about tracking cost per mile and showing where you're profitable at on certain lanes, certain times of the year, you know, so forth and so on, man. I say I would like to hook you up because, you know, he may have some tools that you may be able to use to implement in your stuff as well to further help your carriers with, you know, keeping track of their business total, you know, all their revenue, all their expenses, you know, what they're doing at this time, you know, just, I guess, basically maybe expand. Maybe you can use them, maybe you can't, but from what I've seen, you guys do a lot of the similar stuff as far as the cost analysis and such like that. He doesn't run a TMS or anything at all. So I'm gonna shoot you his information, man, so you guys can talk and see if you guys can hook up, man.
I'm always welcoming new resources and contacts. You know, I've been in the industry for so long now, over 14 years. After I graduated from MIT, I got recruited, and I just realized that when you're moving freight, everybody's got to touch it. You got to have a lot of people involved if you really want to be super duper successful. And I throw out that word super duper because a lot of times you see these owner operators and they want to make $1 million with one truck. And they don't understand that you need to get other drivers to lease on. You need to get other drivers under your fleet. One truck is not going to make you rich. It's a start once you get an authority. The same thing with the broker. You don't want I don't care if you got a $10 million customer. You don't want 100% utilization from that customer. You have to have other customers. And with a TMS system like this, you can see the utilization and see who's all putting bread in the basket.
Yeah, gotcha, bro. I told you I liked it from when you saw me, dude. You know, I mean, sorry, Hunter. I just want to say this. I'll let you talk, but I'm not a tech guy in this industry, or actually just period. But I will say, in the logistics industry, there, as far as when it comes to efficiency and effectiveness of your operations, you know, streamlining things, I do believe that technology helps with a lot of that stuff, man. You know, back in the day, it was all paper pen, you know, fax machines, you know, that kind of stuff, man, you know, and then people implemented email and that helped streamline stuff. And now here we are with all these different technologies and systems, you know, transportation systems that especially are driven towards one specific sector of the industry. And I like that that you do that, even though you do some stuff on the broker side. You know, a lot of your stuff is really carrier focused. And to touch on what you said originally, Rob, a lot of these carriers, they, you know, wearing multiple hats does not work for all of them. You know, that is why a lot of them use dispatchers, or they have their spouse dispatch for them or stuff like that, because it's a lot to be on the road and look for loads and try to book your own freight and do that stuff on your own. And I really see where, you know, this technology like this that kind of pulls everything to one place allows you to bid on stuff, you know, see what your past rates and markets or rates and money have been on those certain lanes and such like that. Man, really is a really cool tool, man. Before we actually, Hunter, let you say, and then we need to do a commercial break.
Resource Rob, did you say you graduated from MIT?
Yes, I did. Shoot. Let me see. How long ago was that? 2013. 2013, and then I went into working doing logistics and aviation. So I took all of these and I put it into trucking and brokerage.
That's freaking awesome, dude. MIT, that is.
But no, I'm super excited. I'm so thankful for y'all having me on the show too, and allowing me this opportunity to just showcase some of the hard work and the effort that I've been putting out to just try to connect so many people, homeowners, family members, dads and moms I talk to. I mean, I talk to, we all have these titles and we all want to move and make money in the industry. But I connect with regular people every day, and I assist them in managing their business better and getting more freight at an easier way of getting it so that their job and their day is less stressful and cumbersome.
No, you're doing a good service for this industry, man. We definitely appreciate you being on here with us, brother.
100%, Rob. Dude, I love, man, we were just talking earlier.
I said we have a lot more resources to offer. Technical difficulties, y'all bring me back.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely have you, have you back on the show, bro. You and I had that talk, dude, and I mean, you've touched a little bit on your experience and stuff, but you've been in it a while, man. You've been in the industry and you've been in it at different areas, different sectors, different positions, different times. You've also been in it long enough to watch the technology, really grow and get to the point it's at now. You know what I mean, Rob? ELDs really aren't too crazy old. You know what I mean?
They're new.
The transportation, the TMS that was like the go-to for everybody for such a long time was AS400. You know what I mean? Unless you had some type of proprietary system. So, yeah, dude, I'm really happy that you were able to come on, man, and share your stuff with us. TMS provides for the ability to also book repeat brokers. They're successful for you. Saying how you've been a driver, how much dispatch brokers are making you the most money for a single truck owner, operators, or carriers, or multiple.
Karen, you're making
Wow, Karen, that was a lot. Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate what she's basically saying, Rob, is you forgot to say some shit. And I'm assuming that's your wife. And your text is oh my god, I love your old lady, bro. Oh, that's so freaking funny. Real quick, let us before we jump off and everything, let's get to rolling some beautiful bean footage, as I like to say, for these sponsors of ours. And if I can find this freaking video, look at this video. That's my fellow Texan right there, Jessica Lopez. Boy, I'm telling you, Texas Bond ain't very few stronger, man. I'm telling you, Jessica Blueberry. Now I keep want to say blueberry. I don't know why I keep want to say that.
Blue Bonnet like the ice cream, man.
I'm telling you, man. Blue Bonnet carrier management. Y'all saw in the little video, she does just a plethora of stuff. Helps with individual owner operators, fleet management. Helps people with their expenses, even does some dispatching, helping you get together certain services and making yourself operationally efficient. She also does some legal protection for you drivers to help with protect your CDL. I actually had a program like hers, and what it is you guys get pulled over, get a bad inspection, a fine, ticket, whatever. Her organization will go in, they'll show up at court, and they will fight it for you to either A, get it dismissed, or B, hopefully have it not go on your license, bring the fine down, whatever the case may be. And finally, she also helps with some job placement, especially in the gas and oil industry in Texas, North Dakota, South Dakota, and I believe she said Ohio. So if you're a carrier out there and you're interested in trying to get into the oil industry, then Jessica's information is at the bottom of the screen, or you can rewind this show and get her information from the end of the video. Now, to our other sponsor, I guess you could say in a sense, well, I mean, not really Rob's competition, because he focuses more on broker stuff. He does a little bit of carrier stuff, but he runs a TMS. His name is Henry Sheldon, and they're with Freight Management Systems. They have an incredible TMS that is really geared more towards the brokers. It will help the shippers and somewhat the carriers, but it really is, like I said, more driven towards brokers. Helps keep everything in place, kind of like what Rob's platform does. You can do everything from their site, everything from their system. It'll generate rate cons, it'll generate BOLs. It automatically sends everything out. When they sign it, it sends everything back to you. You could do a digital signature on your mobile phone. Just a really, really dude, I words again. Fucking I words, Hunter. I keep wanting to say intensive, but it's not intensive. Either way, very well put together system. We definitely recommend if you're a broker out there, you're looking for a kick-ass TMS. They've been in business almost 30 years. They have an incredible product, and we'll just roll some more footage. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Freight Management Systems information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And again, you can rewind this a little bit, and their information was also at the end of that beautiful video.
I'll share that information with.
What's that, Rob?
No, I say I know a few startup brokerages that I'll share that information with, because like I say, TMS systems, especially ones that that's better than LJAX if it's doing the dispatching and generating the rate cons and all of that. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out.
I agree with you, man. We actually use Aljax over here where I'm at, and I'm not really a fan, kind of a fan. Like, it has some good features, but it also has some other things that I would like to see on it. His system does have all of the stuff that they're missing, man. It just does everything, dude. The intricacies of it are honestly never ending. He showed it to us on a show here, and even then was barely able to touch on it. And also, Rob, they're rolling out an update in November that is geared towards the Dre brokers and industry as well, to help them with their dispatch or their booking load, keep track of their stuff. Because I know, as Hunter can tell you, there are a lot more things to go into booking a Dre load. A bunch more information.
Port loads are very more so and cumbersome.
Yes.
They're a lot slower. You have to have good drivers that don't have backgrounds. So that's the first thing, the first hurdle. Because you deal with a lot of drivers out there that are not driving legit. You cannot pick up from the port without your stuff being legit. They will.
They'll turn them away.
Ship you away, and you don't get
at the terminal, man. Yeah, I've got those 3 phone calls. Hey, man, my scat code's no good. It's like, would you just take someone's off the internet? Like, that's happened. But yeah, drayage is a different beast, and I'm very interested to see how its tracking goes for that, because it's really, I'm not so worried about the illegitimacy of these drivers. It's more about, you're going to charge me for 2 hours of detention, but when did you really did you hit me with a pre-pull, or are you just being lazy? Yeah, so that would be huge, man. That would change the game, because the drayage industry, you quote me X amount of dollars for a line haul, you quote me for fuel surcharge, but then you got all these accessorials with little fine prints, and it gets messy. So
y'all let me know if y'all need any broker agents. The biggest thing that's going to make you super successful with working at a port is being that you have a network with warehouses. Because when they have things come off the port, they want them to go then and there. So if you don't have a warehouse to save stuff at, so that you can always grab stuff from the port, you're going to be missing out on a lot of money.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, I was talking to Rob today. So at Freight Mango, we're getting into the OTR side of things. So we've been international. I got brought on as the drayage guy, but I'm also doing imports, exports, which has brought on, warehousing, transloading, cross dock, XYZ. Even with customs stuff going into Canada. So it's the relationships there are very, very key, because you look at, I don't know if either of y'all know about Flexport, but they had a 70% revenue loss within the past quarter or two.
I did see that. I don't know who they are or anything else about it, but I did see a headline about that, man. I read a short little article about that.
Yeah, dude. And they're kind of like us, man. They have these investors, but like we talked about it the other day, just between my network, it's like, yes, you have this little golden nugget, you got people that believe in your business, but you're going to hire on X amount. Like it's the scales of business. Like if you really want to grow something that's good, do a little extra freaking work. So, it'll pay off within time, but you cannot just operate at loss over and over and over and hire more people thinking that's going to solve any kind of problem. And God, yeah, you wonder why all these rates are XYZ. It's like Uber Freight, man. It's like Uber Freight. Uber Freight coming in, offering these drivers top notch, but they're taking dirt cheap rates. It's like you can't just be Superman in this business. Like you give this customer this, you give your drivers this, they're going to think that's always going to be the norm. That's not how business works. You give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want a glass of milk.
A mouse a cookie. That is a hell of an analogy.
Have you never read the book? You give a mouse a cookie.
Comes in so important, whether it's like on the broker side, so that you can go in there with those shippers, and when you go into those ports, you can really see what your bottom line is. You can go in there and negotiate a lot better. But the market is going up and down. You got to be able to jump in and know when to jump out and not take freight, because we got a lot of drivers that are out there just saying, the hell with it, I gotta move. But you shouldn't be taking freight that's cheap like that. That's my per se. I realize you got to keep the lights on, but every time a driver takes a load for 50 cents a mile, $1 a mile, that's well over it. You make it harder for the next driver, because that becomes the new market.
Every action comes with a consequence, man.
You are 100% right, Rob. That's exactly what it is, man. And I actually touched on that, I don't know, sometime last week about the where the data for the rate market is gathered is majority from, brokers reporting through their TMSs that are integrated with DAT and Truckstop of what they booked loads for on certain lanes. And it does, man. Things like that, like you were just saying, do nothing but continue to drive the markets in a negative direction. And it does, it is affecting things now. It affects things every single time. And although I understand that you have to have a reset every now and then, what's going on with it now is really horrible. Uber is just one of the issue people. There's tons of other ones out there. But before I forget, Hunter, I want to you touched on something that gave me a great show idea: scalability or just scaling up, period. Exactly what you had said, dude, about a lot of these people just throwing money at stuff and hiring.
Yeah.
Man, that has been such a huge issue in the industry over the last few years. And we've obviously seen that a lot of people are now starting to face those repercussions for that. But I like what you talked about, man. We need to find someone we can bring on the show to talk about that, because
I got a guy.
The proper way to scale up, when to, when not to, how to. A lot of these companies don't understand it, especially these newer ones, like the newer, smaller brokers, or the ones that are backed by funding or venture capitalists. A lot of them, they don't understand it. It's just, oh, here's this money, let me just throw it at this problem, and eventually it will solve it. And we saw that hurt a bunch of people. You just mentioned Flexport. Central, it hurt them, man. They just kept throwing money at stuff and taking fucking losses. And I said Central, Yellow, sorry. And we
Yeah, I
see
was
what
gonna say
happened there.
yellow. That's why I was thinking yellow.
Yeah, Surge. I say Central, bro, because I was just looking at the screen. I booked a load, an LTL load through Central, and I just looked over there and it was stuck in my head. And Surge, they were a huge brokerage that went out of business, like 2 months ago for the same thing. So yeah, dude, definitely gotta do a show on scaling up or scaling down. Whatever.
Well, dude, that's the thing, man. Like, starting here at Freight Mango, things get busy, and I'll be like, hey, yo, like, what's our, like, when can I get an assistant or something? It's like, look, we're just going to have to work a little bit harder. You're going to have to really put that fucking work in before it makes sense. It's not like, I've been saying this since one of our first shows. Brokers are inherently lazy. If you really, really want to grow something great, you got to learn how to do it good on your own backbone. Like, we're the backbone of the industry. Like, Rob, you learn how to do it better. Like, I've taken so many pages out of your book, man. Like, you can't just hire Rob, Tom, and Tony, just to do stuff that you don't feel like doing because, oh yeah, I work remote, I bring in all this freight, I'm gonna go and have some beers with the boys. No, man, you gotta work those 15-hour days.
Shit, 24-hour days. Some days it feels like that. You go to sleep and you're still dreaming about work.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude, I still have those stress dreams, man. I'll dream about my freight and I'll wake up, check my emails, and sure enough, I got something going on. But it's good though.
I am going to have to sign off. I haven't even eaten dinner yet, and my wife made this damn chicken pot pie, and I'm fucking craving it, dude. Like, I so want to go tear this chicken pot pie up. But Rob, dude, we so appreciate you coming on the show. We're going to put Rob's information down here at the bottom of the screen again. So if you're interested in getting with him and discussing his platform, his TMS system that he has, really, really great tool geared towards carriers, allows you to integrate things and see the larger picture in your operations. Know where things are profitable at, see where you've been booking the most loads with what brokers, what lanes. And as Rob said, get yourself a real-time analysis and be able to go back and look at those previous numbers and those loads and the business that you've been doing to help you better grow and hopefully scale up. So, Rob, dude, we really appreciate you.
Rob, Resource Rob, any sign-off message?
Yeah.
Just for all of us people out here, man, all of us logisticians.
The best sign-off message that I can give is come back to the Logistics Lounge, okay? They're doing it big. This group is steady growing. I've been able to connect with so many people in this group that are awesome, that are amazing. Every dispatcher is not a douchebag. Every owner operator is not just chasing the rate per mile. They have families out there. They have a mortgage. They are also trying to move freight, and every broker is not ripping you off. All right. So just know that we're all working together. And when we come into this environment, we can make money if we think alike, So that's what I'm here to
Amen, dude. Amen to that, bro. Like, that's what the lounge is about. Everybody just come on the same page. We all eat at the same table. Everybody got a family. Everybody's got their business going on. Don't be selfish. Everybody's got to make their dollar line. Like, I love it. Thank you for being on again, Rob.
I hope that y'all bring me back soon. I can't wait to come back and share more.
For sure, bro. For sure, we will, man. Like I said earlier, you've been in this industry a while, man. You got tons of experience, and as we were talking at the beginning of the show, there's nothing I enjoy more than in this industry than talking to others that have knowledge and stuff to share, man. And, sharing information that we have, that one have, that the other doesn't, and networking. I just absolutely love it, dude. And so with that said, I think we have one final comment, May. Yes, from Karen. Karen, we appreciate you so much.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of other followers out there that's watching. They may not have commented. Thank y'all so much for joining in.
Yes. Thank you, Rob, and we appreciate you sharing the show, man, and bringing some of your audience on, man. We really truly appreciate that. We're on like week 6 or so in this thing, really trying to grow and move forward with this. Continue to bring good content. Obviously,
You bring the whole organization on. You're gonna have the whole company commenting ready to
for sure, man, no doubt. So, with all that said, we are going to roll those final credits, and as I say, chunk the deuces.